Hi, this is Sean from Sean.blog, and this is video number 2 in my look at the new Diigo 4.0. This time we're going to take a look at one of the new sort of social-oriented features of Diigo, and that's the new My Network functionality. The My Network functionality is sort of a mashup of what was in sort of the friends and the messaging and the community functions in the earlier release of Diigo, but this time it's brought together. It's cleaned up quite a bit, and it adds some additional social functionality, which makes it a nice tool for discovering bookmarks amongst all your friends on Diigo. Friending is a little bit different on Diigo now. Instead of focusing on sort of a bi-directional, you request someone to be your friend and they respond yes or no. Now what you do is actually follow somebody on Diigo, which gives you access to all of their public stream bookmarks here in this this My Network user interface. So let's just take a quick look at it. As you can see, it's a big stream here of information, all the bookmarks from all my friends. And as people comment or annotate on things, they show up here as well. And there's also a brand new like functionality, which allows people, much like on FriendFeed or Facebook or Google Reader, to denote something that they like. So for example, I watched this video a little bit earlier today, a guide to using Diigo annotation, and it was pretty good, so I'll go ahead and like that. And now, much like we've seen before, I can see my like there. And let's actually go ahead and choose the save option, which allows me to save a copy of this bookmark into my Diigo bookmarks. I'll click save, and so now I have that saved, and I can get to that video whenever I want to out of my bookmarks as well. So it's a pretty nice tool. Over here on the left, I can filter my people that I'm following by the different groups that I've set up. So people that I follow on Diigo, or perhaps people I know that are gamers, or just people who I know are interested in technology. So I can focus in now and look at people who are just generally bookmarking about stuff that's has a technology slant to it. And it gives me a faster way of going through and finding the people and the bookmarks that I'm most interested in at that time. One thing I'll note is that from here you can also get to the meta page that we looked at earlier, which brings me the preview of the site, gives me some bookmarking information about it. One thing I didn't mention in the first video was that this button here that goes across the screen allows me to collapse that out of the way and focus in just on the article itself. So I'll come back over here to the My Network page. I'm going to go back and look at all of my friends. There's one other thing I wanted to point out, because I think it's a nice touch on Diigo's part, and that is if I look at the meta page for a site that does not allow embedding. This was a big deal back when Diigo had Dig had their Dig bar out, where they were basically embedding pages inside of their framework. And that's really what the Diigo meta is doing as well. But in this case, this Vimeo video that I liked earlier, when I click on it, they don't allow embedding, so Diigo actually just passes me right back out to the Vimeo site instead of letting me stay on that meta page. So that's a nice nod out to the individual content owners for where they don't want you to do any embedding. So that's just a real quick look here at, one other thing I wanted to show quick actually. This My Discussions option over here, this shows you all of your bookmarks, anything that you've commented on, and anything that you liked. So here's that Diigo site that I liked, so it's listed here. And I can unlike it here. If I hadn't saved it, I could. If I wanted to add a comment here, I can. So I can say, nice video, and post that up. And then that'll show up for all of my friends to see when they're looking at my network or looking at my bookmarks through their network. Anyway, that's the new My Network functionality built into Diigo 4.0. Next thing we're going to take a quick look at is the new Groups and Groups user interface before finishing up with some focus on actually using Diigo. Thanks.